G'day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube land. Rocknot here with another pickup video. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd. These pickups start from 2 weekends ago, since I forgot to add them in there. And today's pickup and a couple of things picked up Sunday. Friday, sorry. Some stuff I got Friday. So we'll start with the yard sale stuff from 2 weekends ago, because I didn't get to go out yard sailing this past weekend. I had to go to a wedding. Yeah, and I was leaving town at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and my wife wouldn't let me get up and leave her and the kids to go to go yard sailing. What can I say? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right down to it. So I went to Whitby, Ontario to do some yard sailing because I was meeting up with a friend and doing a little get-together for her son's birthday. So, decided to go yard sailing down there. I basically followed around a reseller all day, I must have, who was picking up everything before I got there. It was a really depressing day, and this is basically all I got from the yard sale, these two items from yard sailing for like 3 hours. So, Mortal Kombat, Deadly Alliance, just case and game. Now the game is actually in my PS2 right now as I've been playing it, and I just forgot to throw it back in there. And then I picked this up as well, Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition. However, when you opened it up, all the guts are gone. There's no game, no nothing. So the guy had $2 each on the games. So I said to him, I said, okay, I'll take the Mortal Kombat for $2, but you know, the Lara Croft game, where's the disc? You know, is it still in the house? Can you bring it out? And they're like, actually, it was probably in the PS2 that we just sold. So I was like, crap. So the guy takes the case and he's about to throw it out. And I said to him, no, man. Listen, if you're just going to throw it out, give it to me. I can always use extra cases. And he says, all right, fine. So I got both items for $2. Not bad. Not bad. And then on Friday, a gentleman sends me a message, says, hey, I've got a case, or I've got something I want to give you. So I was like, okay. And this is what he wanted to give me. Pokemon Heart Gold version. Yeah, I know what you guys are thinking. 3 in like a month? Rocknot. Where the hell do you find these? Nah, guys, just case. Case and Nintendo DS manual. That's all that was in there. He gave it to me. Actually, it came with the manual as well. But, and actually, this is the case that I was trying to sell the game in. As you can see, it's got that dent there. The case he gave me was in much better condition. So I switched those out. And I'm actually selling my other copy of Heart Gold in that. And that one's actually for trade right now. Alright, so yeah, he's a scrap metal guy. So actually yesterday, the same guy who gave me this contacts me and says, hey, I collect scrap metal, and, you know, somebody threw this in my scrap metal. I have no idea if it works. I have no idea because, you know, I have no idea that it works. It doesn't have any cables or anything with it. If it doesn't work, you can use it for parts. If it does work, whatever. So he delivers it to me while I'm at work because I wasn't at home. And I pick it up, and it's got earwigs crawling all out of it, and it's, you know, it's like so dirty. It smells like moldy and damp. I get it into my office, and I start taking it apart. I pull the cover off after getting all the screws undone, and I can see rust all over the case for the disc drive. And I'm thinking, oh, this is screwed. But as I'm thinking that, I can see the board. And the board's in pristine condition. So I get it home, I have some extra cables, so I hook it all up, pop a game in, and it works perfectly. Now the console in question, an original Xbox. I'd have it here, but it's downstairs hooked up, but I forgot to bring it up, and I'm not going to edit it in and blah, 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 blah. I'm not that professional, and I doubt you guys really give a shit to see what an original Xbox looks like. We've seen enough of them, right? So anyways, let's go on to the pickup of today. Yes, the pickup of today. I just picked it up probably 2 hours ago, and it basically It was a Facebook pickup, but it felt more like a drug swap, is what it felt like, ladies and gentlemen. I leave my work, and I walk 20 minutes to this lady's house. And the lady tells me in the Facebook conversation that I'm going to leave it outside in a box with your name on it. Leave the cash in the mailbox. And I'm like, okay, do you have a covered porch or something where I can go in and it's secure? She's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, it's covered. You just go in. A box will have your name on it. It's all good. So I'm like, okay. So I get there, and it's like a new subdivision that they're building, and it's like her house and one other house that's fully built. Everything else is like got foundation. So I'm like, I just don't feel right. And there's a bunch of people watching me walk up because they obviously know I'm not supposed to be there. And I'm looking around for the lady's address, and I can't find the house. And then I spot this white box on a porch. On a wide open porch, a white box. So I go walk it up, and of course the white box has my name on it. So I'm like, okay, this is for me, and I open it up, and I check everything's in there, and I drop the money off, and I like skedaddle out of there before the cops show up or something. Like literally, it felt like a felt like a drug deal or something, like a dead drop. So, anyways, this is what was in it. So we'll start with the unexpected item, which was Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy. It works. Sega Game Gear game, The Lion King. Another Sega Game Gear game, Columns. And let me get this thing out of here. Oh, it's stuck in there. There we go. Sega Game Gear game Sonic the Hedgehog. And then I also got the AC adapter for the Game Gear. This cool fancy dancy Game Gear carrying case. Mind the crashing and banging. And the Sega Game Gear. Other than smudges, the screen's in really good shape. The buttons all feel good. I played a little bit of Columns on it. I had to clean up the games because some of the games weren't working. But, you know, I want your opinion, ladies and gentlemen. As I'm a Sega noob. I've never owned Sega games. Like, I haven't owned, like, a Sega... Like, I just started owning Sega stuff. And so I don't know anything about this stuff. So as you can see, that's kind of the angle I'm holding it on. And here's up where my face is. And that's the only way I can see this screen. Like, and I've tried adjusting the brightness and stuff here on the side. And it doesn't seem to work. Like, it's cranked for brightness. And that's the only way I can see this screen. So is that how the Game Gear works? That I have to hold it on that angle to be able to see the actual screen? Or is my screen going and I should be, you know, looking for another Game Gear? I don't know. Leave it in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. Also, in this dead drop pickup in my white... Yeah, this is the white box. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's a white box. Anyways, also in the dead drop pickup, as we're going to call it from now on, was the Sega Genesis Model 1. Now, it came with all the hookups and this one controller. And also came with a stack of games. Winter Olympic Games. NHL 95. Lotus 2. FIFA International Soccer. Evander Real Deal Holyfield Boxing. And Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, in the end, she did mention the screen on the Game Gear, and she did mention that the Genesis was broken. So I asked her what was wrong with the Genesis. She told me it doesn't turn on. that the power light doesn't come on. So I was like, okay, not a problem. I can Google how to fix that and see if it's something I can work with. If not, there's some good game. Well, there's a good game in there. So anyways, I'm talking to the lady, and she said, so we make the deal to pick it up, and I get it all back to my house, and I plug it in, and sure enough, it doesn't turn on. I just plugged in the AC adapter. So then I took my extra AC adapter that I have that works for the Sega CD and the Model 1. So I plugged that into it, flipped the switch, and it turns on. So the system turns on, the AC adapter for it is faulty. Not a big deal. So I hook up the RF switch, because the RF switch that I have won't hook up into the back of this one, so I had to use it. And I think maybe the RF switch is faulty. I don't know for certain. If you guys could let me know whether a Nintendo one would work in it, that'd be awesome. But it makes this funny noise when I turn it on, when there's a game in there. So maybe the signal's not getting through and the cable's not working. I don't know. But I'm going to try cleaning it out, because the games are pretty dirty. So I'm going to clean out the inside, and I had a Model 2 that was doing the same thing. So I'm going to test that and make sure that it's working, or test it and clean it all out, tear it apart, clean it up, and see if I can get it working. If I can, I'm probably going to keep the Model 1 and sell my Model 2 that I have that has the 32X and the CD attached to it. Yeah. So, all in all, ladies and gentlemen, I paid $5 for the Genesis combo, and I paid $5 for the Game Gear bundle. So I paid $10 to this lady for everything you see there, and I paid $2 for everything over there. So $12 for all of this stuff. Very good pickup, I believe. Not a lot of quality games, but definitely got some good stuff. Like the Game Gear's worth a fair bit of money from what I understand. So, also a funny story with this pickup is another gentleman really wanted this stuff from this lady. And he started bad-mouthing me like nobody's business. Because pretty much a lot of people on Facebook already know me as the video game collector. I got ads on Facebook that say I'm looking for new games and blah, 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 and I'm willing to pay or trade or whatever for them. So people send me messages telling me what they have, and we work out a deal. Not a problem. But this guy in particular, I've dealt with him in the past, and he's a bit of a scumbag. Like a real scumbag. He doesn't read an ad before he shows up, and then he bitches about the price when he gets there. Like, you're supposed to have everything worked out by the time you get to somebody's house to pick it up, right? You're just supposed to flip cash and that's it. But anyways, this guy's a real scumbag. So, this lady's talking to him as well as me, and I'd already said I'll take both for what you're asking, $10. And, knowing that the Genesis was broken. I knew the Genesis was broken, which was fine by me. If I get it working, I can trade it for something else. If I couldn't get it working, whatever. But this gentleman proceeds to bash me in a conversation with her and starts offering her like $55 for everything. And she's like, you want to pay me $55 for a broken console? And he's like, yeah, I fix consoles up and that's what I do. And she's like, well, I've already got an offer I've already got what I wanted for it, so no, I'm gonna sell it to Rock. So yeah, like, and this guy's just an ass. Like he's trying to tell me that it's all broken, but I already know that. Duh. That's why I'm getting it so cheap. And not to sell it to me, but to sell it to him for more money. And he's like, $55 is more than $10. You should sell it to me. And she's like, no, I already made the deal, so I'm going with that. So yeah, and the guy's a scumbag. Like, he's a complete and utter scumbag. He tries to sell shit for way more than what it's worth, and he's like sitting there at firm, and then like a week later he's got it for half price, right? But yeah, he's just a scumbag. I don't like him. I will never deal with him again. But anyways, so yeah, that is my story, ladies and gentlemen. Also, in the comments section below, let me know what sort of Game Gear games I should be looking out for. I know that the Game Gear, kind of like the Game Boy, doesn't have a whole lot of good games for it. So, and you guys know me, I'm not a complete collector. I don't collect everything under the sun for a system. Like, I'm not going to go out and get, like, all the freaking Fisher-Price games for a Nintendo. That's just not me. I'm not going to go out and collect all the NHL games for all the systems because I don't like them. So let me know, what sort of games I should be looking out for the Game Gear. And again, if you guys got any other suggestions for other consoles or other games, let me know. Like, I've got a ton of consoles. I've got the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube, N64, Genesis, 32X, Sega CD. Now my Sega CD is not working, but I'm gonna try and get it to work. Update on that. The laser isn't reading discs. It'll power on, laser won't read discs. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to switch it out or something. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day just to, watch my videos. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And again, like my videos to let me know, that I'm doing a good job. Also, in the comment section below, like one of my subscribers, BHD Gaming did, leave a suggestion of what you would like to see in a video from me. I'm actually going off one of his suggestions. I'm gonna be, typing up some stories about, some of the crazy sales I've done, and maybe some of the crazy buys, like my did drop today, and just kind of tell you guys about it while I have like gameplay going on in the background. I don't know exactly what I'm going to have in the background, but it'll probably be gameplay. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, again, give me a thumbs up to show me you like the video, and again, comment in the section below to let me know I'm doing a good job. And as always, subscribe to keep up to date with all of my up and coming videos. And again, ladies and gentlemen, rock on.